Hello and welcome to another video review. This is going to be of The Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2. Now, over the years, I've played a lot of strategy games, and few of them look as good as Battle for Middle-earth 2 does. I wouldn't say it's as good as, say, I don't know, Empire Total War or Rise of Legends, but it's still got excellent graphics nonetheless. The texture work is very good. The animations are actually quite solid. I was quite surprised by that because strategy game animations tend to be kind of crappy, but anyway. The sound effects also were nice and effective. They used the music from the movies, which is just awesome because the movies had stellar soundtracks, and I really think that's probably the best part of the game, and that's sad because it's not a bad game. It's just the game isn't exactly what I thought it would be. I went into this thinking tactically, and you can't really do that because the enemies, well, an AI anyway, the AI charges you like non-stop, and that's well, on harder difficulties it's non-stop, but on lower difficulties they sit there and they wait for you to come to them with full force, and it's just like periodic raiding parties of one battalion, and it's pretty pathetic. But there really is only one tactic that works properly, and that is churn out a bunch of your race's best units and then charge. Because I've never really noticed anything else working. I've tried different ways to organize my troops and stuff. It doesn't work. I've tried flanking them. It really doesn't make much of a difference. So really, it's your standard real-time strategy game in the vein of StarCraft and, you know, Warcraft. You have only two sort of resources in the game. One of them actually is a resource, it's basically supplies, and the other one is command points. And once you hit the maximum command points, then you can't build any more units until one of your units dies. And that really annoys the crap out of me, considering, like, other games, I know other games have population limits, and that's perfectly fine, because it's usually like 1 or 2 per, you know, unit. In this one, you get like a set amount of, say, 300 command points, and yes, you can increase them, but still, once you hit that 300, you get maybe 4 units, and it's just not enough. And that really just limits your ability to play well, because it ends up just being a build and train fest, because other games allow you to, you know, build up defenses or stuff, and this does have defensive structures, but they're really not that useful because your enemies will just overwhelm you with sheer numbers, like you have to do to them, basically. So the hero units do make a humongous difference in the game. They cannot die, but they will be, quote, knocked out, unquote. Basically, when their hit points reach 0, you can summon them again after the timer is out. So really, they never die, and you can summon them as long as you have supplies and command points. But it's really annoying to have all these different types of units and stuff, and they really doesn't make too much of a difference what you make. As far as strategy games go, the campaign's not bad, but it's not particularly great either. It's basically, you either choose the evil campaign or the good campaign. Evil campaign, you go around destroying the elves, the men, the dwarves, all that. And the good campaign is vice versa. You're the elves, the men, the dwarves, and all that. And it does have some pretty cool battles in there, but it's pretty average throughout. You'll have some fun with it, but then the real fun is in skirmish mode and online. Obviously, I don't like Warcraft and StarCraft, but anyway, this game, I did have fun with it, but it's not, you know, for hardcore real-time strategy guys. It's definitely for like entry-level people, if at all, because it's just so simple a game that it's obviously meant to apply to like all the Lord of the Rings fans rather than strategy game fans, but it does have some redeeming quality about the strategy aspect. Like, I mean, I guess if you like StarCraft and Warcraft, then you'll love it. But anyway, it's got okay multiplayer. It's a little bit laggy, and you do see, quote, tactics, unquote, on there. basically they go around to your other side and pulverize you there, or they attack you from like 4 sides. That's about it. So it's really limited and simple in terms of strategy game type. If you're into hardcore strategy games, you'll definitely be more at home with the Total War series, because those games are insane in terms of actual strategy. But anyway, the one thing I hate about games like this is when they dissolve into build units and charge tactics. And that's not even a tactic, that's just, okay, I'm going to build a bunch of units, now I'm going to charge. And that's what Battlefield World 2 does. It's always build X amount of units and go in to stop them from blasting you with a bunch of units and stuff. So it's just a very, very basic strategy game. I'm not saying it's bad, it's pretty good as far as these games go. I had more fun with it than StarCraft and Warcraft, that's for sure. But I give it a 3.5 out of 5, and if it had more tactical depth to it, then I would have given it higher. But it's not like other games of this genre, like say Age of Empires, where you can actually build defenses and, you know, survive with a small amount of units rather than, you know, charge in with a crap load like you have to do in Battlefield 2. So I really think there are better options in Battlefield 2. But if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, then you'll probably want to check it out if you want to get into strategy games as well. Definitely stay away from War of the Ring, because it's terrible compared to this. So I will say it's better than War of the Ring, but if you really want to get serious about strategy games, then definitely go for Age of Empires, the Total War series, and stuff like that, because it's a lot more complex, and Age of Empires isn't that much more complex, but it's complex enough that I had more fun with it, and you can actually do some tactics in there instead of just charge. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5, and thanks for watching.